Over the past 3 years, we have been working with Leicestershire County Council and Loughborough University. We did Stitching Tradition exhibition, an exhibition in the Charnwood Museum, fashion show and many others. After these activities finished, we thought we don't want to put full stop there, we want to put comma. We decided to take these activities into the school, and the project that we did with the school is called Our Journey.
The Stitching Traditions exhibition was held at Charnwood Museum. It explored memories of migration through textiles and museum objects. It was an amazing exhibition, and at the end of that we asked the ladies, what would you like to do next? The idea of a school project came directly from them. It focused on their connections between East Africa, India and the UK, their culture, lived experiences and skills, and the partnerships that we've formed. Using an asset-based approach, we supported the ladies to develop a new partnership with Leicestershire's Creative Learning Service and Hatham Primary School. The outcome was a set of 4 unique interactive workshops based around the school's RE curriculum and delivered by volunteers from the Anna Mangle Ladies Group. The themes, content and methods of delivery for the workshops were co-created with all the partners. The ladies were supported by Creative Learning Services to create lesson plans, make the curriculum links and gather appropriate resources.
So looking at it from a primary school teacher's point of view, primary school teachers are called upon to teach every aspect of the curriculum, and sometimes a subject such as RE might not be within their area of expertise. So it's very useful to have somebody come in from outside that is actually living this particular faith or this particular culture that can speak to the children from first-hand experience.
The first session was entitled My Journey. The ladies used photos and objects to introduce themselves and to talk about where they'd lived before they moved to Loughborough. This included details about living in East Africa, particularly the forced migration from Uganda as a refugee, things that you were able to bring with you and things that were left behind. The children had been asked to bring in their own treasured objects from home, and during the session they were asked to select 3 other objects from a box of essentials which they would grab if they had to leave home in a hurry, and then they explained what they had chosen and why.
I think if I only had 90 days I would pick the most precious things to me and the things that would help me survive.
And what would they be?
They would be money and maybe my great-grandma's stuff or something that my mum has made for me if I leave them.
If I only had one thing, I would bring in my book because I love reading. It's the only thing I wanted to do.
So I think it was hard for the ladies to move because they only had 90 days to pick out what they wanted to take with them amongst a whole family, and they had to move to somewhere they don't really know.
For the children, this idea of having to leave their home so suddenly and trying to understand what that would mean for other people, I think is quite a challenging concept. So actually being able to speak to the ladies and hear their stories and actually then start to think about, well, how would I behave if it was me in this situation, and think about what sorts of things that they would want to take and how they would feel, I think was a really, really important lesson for the children, and something that without the ladies coming in is much more difficult for us as teachers who haven't lived that experience ourselves to actually get across for the children.
Hearing that as their journey, although that was a very long time ago, they're hearing similar stories on the news now. They're seeing the stories about the refugees and what's happening with migrants coming across the channel. We show them news round each day and they're hearing these stories, so they can actually relate that to something that is still happening.
Children, when they heard about this immigration story, when we were thrown out within 90 days and you have to bring only 50 pounds and 2 suitcases. So children were in shock that this can happen at this era. Yeah, it is important to share our history so children can learn at this age, and the world is so small now, so they know all the different culture, so they are aware of what's going on in the world.
Each session followed a format of talk and share, using images and music chosen by the ladies, engaging creative activities delivered by the ladies, and a conclusion which gave the children opportunity to reflect on their learning and ask further questions. One workshop featured clothing, craft, culture and belief. The ladies explained why and when saris are worn and demonstrated some of the different styles. The session was action-packed. The children were introduced to the traditional crafts of Rangoli, Reiki and Mendi. The ladies showed the children how to use the Rangoli powders to make patterns on the floor. They explained the meaning behind the Reiki brother and sister bands and demonstrated how henna is used to decorate hands, giving the children a chance to draw their own designs on paper. The children also had the opportunity to try on a number of different styles of clothing and accessories.
There are so many benefits to including diverse histories, diverse memories, diverse stories in education, in schools. The things that were used in the workshops, the dancing, the Rangoli, the Raki, these are kind of inherited skills in many cases. These are skills that have been developed over years and years and years. By using those and working with the creative learning services as well to frame those within lesson plans that are kind of hopefully useful in the future as well, to frame those and to make them digestible to the kids, to make them engaged with that. I think it's a really effective mode of learning as well. Sharing these memories in particular is so important, and particularly in education settings where some diverse memories, diverse histories are not necessarily being encountered or engaged with. So this is so valuable to be able to share memories, share culture, and to develop new understandings and to hopefully make a positive change in local communities and hopefully beyond as well.
This project enables us to achieve a better understanding of ourselves and our skill, our knowledge and performance. Memories is like an antique. It's more valuable as you grow older. So I was very pleased. Even children were asking questions and they were very happy to learn from us. I was so proud of children that they were learning everything. They were enthusiastic, they were eager, they were asking questions. So I'm so proud of those children as well. And in future we would like more challenges so we can do better and better and better.
During the final workshop, the ladies talked about two major Hindu festivals that they celebrate, Navratri and Diwali. They showed the children photos of the Hindu gods and goddesses and described the celebrations that take place, including stick dancing. The ladies then taught the children a simple 5-movement circular stick dance, and after a little practice, the whole class, the staff and the Anand Mangal volunteers performed the dance to the Year 3 class.
The ladies were fabulous. They came and broke it down into really simple steps. However, we were absolutely blown away by the end of the session. They had absolutely got it. And when we added the music in, it was just absolutely fantastic. So this was really, really good for our children. A lot of this music and this sort of the ethnicity that was brought in is something that they won't have seen before. We're a very predominantly white British school, and that cultural aspect was just fabulous for them to be immersed into it, to hear that music, to see those different shapes and movements that were for them to enjoy and immerse themselves in, whilst learning the culture of where the dance actually came from in the first place was priceless and so enjoyable to see as a teacher.
I think for us as a school in a very, if I'm honest with you, a very leafy white mostly area, having the ladies in school has been such a massive impact on the children. It's created positive role models, positive images that they need. Most of the stuff we learn about in our RE curriculum and our PSHE curriculum, but actually living it has a bigger impact on the children that have taken part in that process. Rolling forward, I think it'd be something I'd love to do again if we had an opportunity next year, probably around the same year group. I think they really enjoyed it. But also I'd like to do some kind of reciprocal stuff. I'd like us to perhaps go and visit the ladies in Loughborough and take part in some activities and have some fun times in Loughborough as well.
In recognition of their work in this groundbreaking project, the Anne and Mangle ladies were shortlisted for Volunteers of the Year in the National Museum and Heritage Awards 2022. The Anne and Mangle ladies' work with the participation team has gone from strength to strength. This new collaboration with Loughborough University, Creative Learning Service and Hatham Primary School has shown the value of what can be achieved in the community when partners come together to co-curate. Culture Leicestershire and their partners continue to explore and share what's really important to the people of Leicestershire, using culture as the catalyst. Our projects are created by, for and with local people, enabling them to connect, create and share through culture.
I liked the most one that I liked was the dancing one. And when you did your handprints, it was really cool. One of the ladies did it and on the other lady, and it was really nice.
I really like the ladies' stories. Some of them are really happy and jolly, and some of them are really sad and heartbreaking.
I would love it if the ladies came in again, so then we could learn more about them.
I would like to thank the ladies for coming in because it was really nice meeting them all, and we had lots of fun.